Do you like basketball? Basketball, no. I like, but I'm not good at. Yes, I'm not.
Me too.
You do it. I'll take a drink.
So, how about that new pope? What's up with that?
Isn't that a movie? The New Pope? The Young Pope?
Oh, okay, nice. So, guys, that's the Star Wars title. I was so pissed about the pope.
Because he's from Chicago?
Because he's an American. Disgusting American loser.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not the Filipino guy. The Philippines deserves to be rewarded for their faith. You do. I got fuzz on my.
Pound for pound. I mean, you want to talk about the Allen Iverson of faithful regions. Philippines got to be up there.
God, dude. Christmas season starts in September in the Philippines. They literally have a countdown starting in September.
And they care about, it's Christ Mass there. None of this, I mean, I'm sure they give gifts, but, you know, it's God-centric, not the consumerism angle that we, you know, heretic Americans have taken. So yeah, Villanova, Chicago Pope, who hates gay people and covered up pedophilia. I can't believe some people were like how did that happen? How did it? So he just covered that up and he moved priests around and now he gets to be the Pope, and it's like, I mean, just how else could it possibly have gone down? We're in April, we're in May, and that's like being like, dude, Tibbs. He's really shortened the rotation up. This is crazy. How did he get away with it again?
Yeah, that's par for that's like the job required. It's crazy how he spent all his time in Peru, but he's still got the same stuff going on. But yeah, it just sucks because I didn't realize there's only been 4 non-Italian popes. Like it's been
that is crazy.
Italy wire to wire. Then it was Austria, Germany. Argentina and America.
That's the potential. What? Austria to Germany to Argentina. I know some other guys who have taken that route historically.
Oh, really?
Austria to Germany to Argentina.
Really? What were they like? They were holy men?
And industrious people, you know, good engineers. Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
How about art? How about the arts?
Not as pro-art as you would expect, because to me, religion and art can often go hand in hand, but these people, especially as far as, like, modern art goes, they would, yeah, it was just they had specific aesthetics that they embraced, for sure. Shout out to Hugo Boss, or whoever it was, they liked that guy, and I'm sure there were some artists that they liked, but, yeah, for the most part, I would say anti-art. And a lot of anti-intellectualism as well. It was weird. Because his religion is also, you know, it's like its own study. There's entire degrees you can get based around, like, interpreting the Bible or whatever. But these people often kind of encouraged the masses to just... Education's for schmucks, you know?
I have an uncle who's very involved in the religious scene in the area. And I called my mom. I'm like, does he know him? And he doesn't. So
damn.
I don't even have a connection there. I had grandparents who were very involved in the Catholic scene for decades. They didn't know him either because this idiot fled to Peru. So I can't even get excited on that angle. It's just some American schmuck. And the entire thing. Remember how we were worried about JFK being president, because then the president is controlled by the Vatican City if he's Catholic.
I was worried about JFK being president because he was going to disband the CIA. That's what I was worried about.
Okay. Well, both are valid. And because he was like... Some of the stuff that went on with his homies, is he a little flowery? I don't know.
Whoa. I mean, all depends who was getting blowies, I guess. I feel like we've treaded over this ground several times.
We've explored... Well, you got to think at the time, people didn't know the nuance. But if JFK was at risk of being controlled by the Pope, we have to be worried now. Is this Pope controlled by MS-13? Do they now have control of the Vatican?
I mean, probably.
Yeah, Because guys, if he's from Chicago, if he is a White Sox fan, might be a Bulls fan. Bulls are MS-13.
MS-13.
I just posted a TikTok with all the links, so go.
Damn. Yeah, I'm worried about that. But MS-13 in the church, what changes, you know? That's my question with a lot of this, is like, what change? I don't know. I don't follow the church ever, so like I don't know really what kind of moves the Pope is making to like affect people's day-to-day lives, I guess.
I know the last Pope, he would FaceTime a
Gaza.
church in Gaza.
I know,
yeah.
and that's based, but that's cool.
Yeah, maybe this one will call him up and be like, "Did they finish the job yet? I hate you guys." And so that could be one sign of evil. Maybe like the Pope can do dismissals, or he can like encourage dismissals. Maybe this guy's like, we need more forgiveness than the last guy.
Well, I was asking because I was like, okay, if he's not liberal, he's apparently liberal Pope. He's like not.
That's they tried to sell him as.
He's
that,
not like woke communist Pope or anything, but like
No.
they were like, well, he's a counter to American fascism in the global scene. That's what that's the tagline I saw attached to this guy, and I'm like,
he is
okay,
anti-Trump, right? Like
I
that's
believe so.
confirmed?
Yes, he's
But
openly
I also
been
saw
like
that
J.D.
he's,
Vance is stupid.
Republican. Okay, yeah, that's
He's a never
that-
Trumper Republican Pope. Okay, God.
Yeah.
But like if you're not pro LGBTQIA plus, how many issues are there in the church to be like super progressive on? Because the one I saw come up a lot was like poor people. He's progressive on poor people, and I'm like, isn't that the default church stance? Is that like poor people are you're supposed to be chill with the poor? I feel like that's the most commonly used phrase in the fucking Bible, is the poor, the downtrodden, people like that. And it's like, oh, this guy, it's cool. He's okay with you if you're poor. And it's like, I don't know.
Well, they could bring back indulgences if they wanted to. That'd
What's
be pretty
that?
cool. That's where you got to pay to play, pay for forgiveness, for
Oh.
reconciliation. Yeah,
I kind of like that system.
that's really profitable now. Could we? Let's get Sam Altman a meeting with the Pope. and
Who's
see
Sam
what
Altman?
happens. He's the ChatGPT guy, I think, the
Oh.
OpenAI guy. We got some ideas for.
Can we
him.
get AI in the Vatican? Could that be the move?
So yeah, AI helping with just have. Well, what would happen? I bet there are some kids like typing into ChatGPT. Is God real? I wonder what it says.
And it's just like, well, that's
There's a
scary
lot of
'cause, like,
argument.
have you seen the AI job interviews going around on TikTok where like it'll
Yeah.
like glitch out and it'll be like, the one I saw was like Pilates bar, like, so it'll just like go into a loop. If you asked it like religious questions, I feel like a glitch would be scary because it could get caught on like ask forgiveness or something. And if I'm like
it's him. He's in
I'm
here.
like a 14-year-old, I'm like, oh man, robot
Wait,
God's mad at me.
My laptop has a Microsoft Copilot AI button on it. Let me just do this bad boy right now.
What are you asking it?
I'm gonna say, is God real? I just want to see what it says to me back.
Okay. It
Is
says,
God
are you
real?
MS-13?
That's one of the biggest questions humanity has wrestled with for centuries. Ultimately, blah blah blah. Ultimately, belief in God is a matter of faith, reason, and personal experience. What do you think? Okay, buddy. Thanks for nothing.
Thanks for skirting around the question. Microsoft Copilot AI.
Yeah. Ultimately, the Pope, like, I think the big issue and the big job is they're losing members. But I would imagine all religions are. I don't know, but
That can't be true. There's got to be a couple that are on the come up.
Maybe like, would Mormonism be on the rise? Maybe.
Probably not. I'm thinking.
But
I'm thinking small scale. I'm thinking 20,000 members worldwide, and so like one of those is catching fire or something. Which I guess at that point that's borderline just a cult, but whatever.
They talked about they did a Star Wars rewatchables, and Sean Fennessy talked about how there may have been a link between, like, as soon as Star Wars came out, that people became less religious, and that kind of like replaced the religious fever in their life or whatever.
Just having a thing to be passionate about.
Yeah, and it is like a very spiritual type thing, the Force and everything.
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
Star Wars itself. And people just follow it like that and stuff. But I would imagine, like, just because of the internet and stuff, I would imagine religion is falling worldwide, but that's just a guess. I don't know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely Catholicism. That's in the movies they talk in Conclave and in the Two Popes. They're like, wait, this is how we get membership.
We're
back.
losing numbers. Damn it.
Yeah, and so the conservatives are like, remember, we literally controlled all of Europe back in the day. That was when our membership was highest. That was pretty sick. We were killing people and stuff. We need to go back to tradition. That's how we'll win people back. No more of this woke BS telling people their gay son's going to heaven. None of that.
Mm-hmm.
Your thought daughter's not going to heaven either. So,
well, she can repent, right?
Well, I'll pray for her. Let's get her into a nun place. What's it called?
It is crazy. It's not a monastery. It's something else. A nunnery. It literally might be a nunnery. I feel like, but
No,
I can't.
There's a word for it. Shoot.
Let me see. I'll Google it. What's a nun house called?
What's the nut house? No.
A convent. That's what we're looking for.
Convent. Yeah. So who's the leader of the convent? Who's the highest?
Isabella
woman?
Rossellini, I figure.
Who's that?
That's the lady from Conclave, the head nun.
Oh, really?
Yes, I liked her. She was good.
When do you think in our lifetime will they get to a point where, like, women are allowed to? There's a woman cardinal or something.
No,
women
aren't even allowed to be priests right now.
But are they, like? Is the highest up nun more powerful than a priest? Or,
well, I mean, I'm sure we've got some little finger nuns out there or whatever, chilling in the shadows with some dipshit priests. But I would say on paper, the priests probably more powerful. But again, I mean, I have no idea about any of this stuff.
It's so funny when things are still like separated by some things are still separated by gender, and it's just like so archaic, but no one talks about it, and people don't bring that up. People aren't like, well, maybe they do in the religious world, and I don't hear about it. But there's some golf courses, I think, still there's like, yeah, no women can play here.
No women can play here. It's just too manly of a course.
And it's like, yeah, we integrated in 2008.
What?
It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess that's how I feel about all divisions. I guess I'm just such a progressive guy like that when I hear people be like, black people used to not have the same rights, I'm like, damn, that was fucked up. Shit, you guys. I'm sorry that happened.
What could the Pope do to get you back? How could he get your membership?
Into the church?
Yeah. How's he getting you there every Sunday?
Be woke.
Giving a $5 in the basket.
I don't know. I think it's really got nothing individually to do with like the leadership of the church. It's more so how like, the system of organized religion kind of facilitates a lot of like bad things. It puts not great people into positions of power who then, obviously have power over like really vulnerable, like entire schools full of children or like homeless or poor people or whatever. So yeah, I suppose it would need to be like a fundamental restructuring of the bad parts of humanity. That could get me back into church for sure.
What about NBA highlights playing in the church on mute so the guys can speak? But mostly Tracy McGrady.
Oh, shit, dude. Because I'm supposed to be quiet. I'm supposed to be in a quiet moment of reflection. And then the off-the-backboard dunk in the All-Star game comes up. And I'm just like, oh, shit, dude. That's the best one ever. I never seen anybody be that smooth off the backboard before.
How do you feel about all the kneeling as a post ACL guy?
I went to church for Easter, didn't kneel.
Whoa! Did you feel the pressure? Were you like, I should?
Nah,
be
because
right now?
even when my church career was winding down, I was not a full kneeler. Like I would kneel and I would have my butt on the pew, kind of leaning back. And
yeah,
so
you're with height you could get away with that. It's
yeah, I'm
harder
just a
when
regular
you're-
sized guy.
Yeah. Well, no, you're a big humongous freak.
Well,
That's what it is.
when I'm fake kneeling, I'm a regular sized guy.
I see.
But yeah, not the biggest kneeler in the world, and also just not a fan of ritual. You know, a lot of singing, group singing, and chanting that really doesn't do it for me. And then especially if you get a bad priest, and I don't mean morally, I mean like a bad presenter priest who like can't give like a good talk to a room full of people and motivate them in any way. It's just like boring or seems like he's trying too hard or whatever. That's terrible. That's just like a bad start to your Sunday.
So improv as part of the teaching,
Yes.
the divine teachings. Focus on the entertainment aspect. We need to make the new late night. Is church.
The new late night is Sunday morning.
Yeah, the monologues are can't miss, and we need to focus on social media. Get our clips out.
And there's like going back to the late night with the devil guy, the the fat guy, like the fat sidekick of the host.
Yeah.
That could be like a designated sinner in the church, and so like he's off to the side doing bad things, and then it's okay to like laugh at or humiliate that guy.
That would be a little edgy.
It's an edgy program. We're trying to revitalize the church.
Because if God was the late night host, is his sidekick Jesus or Mary?
Probably Jesus, I figure. His son. I'm not sure really what God and Mary's relationship is in terms of how much they talked, but I feel like God and Jesus talk a lot in the Bible.
And the way it was taught to me, they're kind of the same guy. But I think that's controversial too.
I don't know.
Some people are like, they're not the same guy. That's not even canon. And then other people are like, they are the same guy, dude. Come on. But yeah, I think.
What do they got to get you to do to get you back in Temple? That's my question.
Ooh, in Temple, I had a friend who went to Temple growing up, and I always pictured it as the Super Smash Bros. Temple. Like I thought, like he was literally going to the sky, and he would always be like, oh, "Got to go to Temple. Temple sucks."
Come on, let me go.
And he's like, I literally just run around with my cousins all day. I don't even have to do anything, and I'm just picturing them running there. I'm like, this sounds so sick.
Did you ever go to? Like, did you ever sleep over at a friend's house and then go to Temple in the morning after?
No.
Dude, that was like a thing. I had a couple friends who their family were like, we're going to church if you spend the night tonight.
I had to go to a Lutheran church once, but that was it.
And that was always a weird experience because my friends' parents were far more strict than my parents were also. So it was like...
Only strict parents would make you to go to church.
That's what I'm saying. And so it's just like, I don't know. I always felt very just like, oh gosh, I can't, if I sneeze, something bad's going to happen. Yeah. Okay. Do you have any other thoughts? 18 minutes in on the Pope and the church and things like that. It's just what's on our minds today, people.
I can't believe that they got the conclave over with so quickly.
That was my initial thought.
I would have soaked up all my time in the conclave. The longest conclave was 3 years.
Whoa.
It was back in 1552.
That's crazy.
They had to be so mad back then.
I mean,
also it was a way more powerful position, and you're just like voluntarily giving it up. So and also it's probably just 100% Italian back then. So just imagine the arguments. Hey, make me the Pope. But no,
come on. I don't know.
And it's what would the arguments be? Maybe over like heliocentrism.
It could be that. It could be heliocentrism. Maybe like using blended fabrics, whether or not you could use certain dyes or like jewelry metal. There's probably like a million things like that where it's like, well, this guy uses, salt to cure his meat, and it's like, well, that's the devil, so he can't.
Wasn't purple like a super rare color back then for some reason?
This is the
It was
color of
super
royalty.
expensive.
I know that.
I think it was the color of royalty because it was like super hard to make or something. But also they probably did have like legitimate armies and stuff back then, so it was probably more like, should we go and kill this village? Should we go and kill this Jewish village? Nah, I think yes. Don't vote for that liberal pope.
Don't vote for that. He wants to let the village live. Come on. We need
Yeah.
that land.
Come on. The Jews are growing. They're coming for us.
One of my...
They're growing at an unbelievable rate. God's just not going to gift us an event that'll wipe out all the Jews. We have to act now.
Whoa. It's 1899, and a young man is in the crowd at this church. It's the Gold D. Roger execution.
The conclave is public. This 1 year only.
That's one young man. We need to do something. God's not just going to give us a solution. And he's like, right. Oh, I'm writing that down. Damn.
The spirit of him is within me. How did he feel about Catholics? Was he anti-Catholic?
Dude, I got no read on that fucking guy. Every time you learn about he was just like...
It's like, wait, did he hate these? Oh yeah, he definitely.
It's just like, who did he have the least?
Germans.
Who did he have the least hate in his heart for? Mostly is like he would see there's like a 12-year-old blonde-haired, blue-eyed boy. He liked that guy. Every other person on the planet, he just had like a certain degree of hatred for.
Yeah, and yeah, he was really just a dedicated hater.
I mean, yeah. And a dedicated meth head, too.
Yeah, of course. Wikipedia entry. Although Adolf Hitler was raised as a Catholic, he came to despise the religion.
Can't get a read on this guy.
And they led the persecution of Catholic clergy in Germany.
That's got to be so crazy to just be like, I don't know. Whatever he believed, to go through all of what he did and then be like, yeah, God's fucking with me, for sure. I'm going to heaven after this.
It's like on JJ Redick's podcast, they had Rondo on one time.
It's a lot like JJ Redick's podcast, yeah.
They had Rondo on one time, and he's like, I got to a point where I'm playing against the coach. Like, I'm going against him, not even the players. And so that's what Hitler was on. He's like,
playing against God?
Yeah. That's who I was convinced. That's who I'm thinking of.
What a psycho. Yeah. Official stance of the State of the League podcast? Fuck Hitler. Rondo. You're cool.
Is that Spanish song on your For You page at all? It's like, frío, frío. Solo es mío.
No, I don't know that one.
Well, there's like this like, and it's Spaniard Spanish. It's like this cool like Pink Panthers type song, performed by a young girl, obviously in voice. And then I see videos where people are like, she said she likes Hitler.
Oh.
And I was like, how is like a 18-year-old Spaniard? How are they pro-Hitler? Where did they come up?
The internet gives you so many avenues to be a fucking crazy person now.
It really is nuts. At least, like, now that Kanye's taken his Hitler turn, he's not making good music anymore. So he's not really... We need... If in Kanye's brain, if there was we need a conclave, we need to get new membership back in, and then some of the popes are like, let's make good music, because then we could suck people into Nazism.
A conclave of all the bears, like the late registration bear and the college dropout.
Yeah.
But the bear from this era would be scary. He would have like a pointy black mask, but he would get outvoted, I figure, by all the other bears. But
you'd hope so.
It's not really how brain chemistry works, and you know. Did you read all the shit? Didn't his dentist fuck him up, get him like addicted to nitrous or something?
Yeah, like that's what I saw people say. Like that laughing gas is like an epidemic in the celebrity world and stuff like that. But I think he's just like straight up undiagnosed mental illness. And
Well, I mean,
just
yeah,
not
but like
on.
laughing gas. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like pure. A million people do laughing gas every day. Not everybody winds up making these kinds of songs or statements.
Well, hold on.
I come out of the dentist's office. I have something to say, everybody.
It turns out there's a 100% link between laughing gas users and Hitler supporters in today.
Oh man, yeah. Fuck Kanye. Fuck Hitler. I guess. Fuck the new pope. I don't really have. I don't have that strong an opinion about it.
Yeah, screw him.
Screw him. And fuck the White Sox.
Oh, okay, chill.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard because it's a Jerry Reinsdorf property.
MS-13. Guys, get this guy.
Yeah, get him.
Get you. That's what you said. Hold on. If you don't unequivocally say fuck the White Sox when someone says it, that's MS-13.
It's hard because I'd probably still rather be MS-13 than a Cubs fan.
Damn. I don't have a baseball. I wish I could get into that, you know? Wish I could just be a fucking baseball guy, but I don't.
You had to do it back in the day.
That's what I'm saying. If it was like the 70s, I'd be the biggest baseball guy in the world.
You had to do it back when there was nothing going on.
Nothing going on. I have 4 hours to dedicate to this game.
Yeah, and you didn't have to know F war and stuff like that back in the day.
Exactly. I want to be the young version of the old guys in Moneyball. I want to be them in their prime.
Yeah.
Being like, his slider's fucking crazy. You're not going to believe it.
You don't even know what a slider is.
Yeah, like he's
just
throwing
hear people say that.
He's throwing fastball. He's throwing nothing but like directly down the middle. I'm like, holy shit, the spin this guy puts on the ball. Jimmy, we got to take him number one.
Anything that goes low is a curveball.
Throws it into the dirt. What a curve. Oh my god.
Did you ever see the Clint Eastwood movie that's anti-Moneyball? I never saw it.
No, I never seen it, but I'm sure it's fine.
That's so cool that he made just the complete opposite movie.
Based on vibes. All right.
Based on vibes.
All right. 27 minutes in. That's a bit gratuitous, everybody. Let me timestamp. We have one series that has nothing's happened since we last talked. 2 pretty bad games, and then 1 extremely eventful game. So where do you want to start?
Who didn't play?
Pacers Cavs.
Oh yeah.
Game 3 is tonight.
Let's start with the big one. Let's start with Knicks.
Knicks Celtics. Why is it a big one?
Because Jason Tatum's the worst player ever, dude.
I got in trouble. I'm taking a break from Twitter because of this. Did you see this at all?
No.
I'm taking a break because I asked, and hey, you know what? I admit it's wrong. I asked, Game 3, biggest game of Jason Tatum's career. And it's not. There are a number that are bigger, which many people told me. I got an earful of that. However, since he became... I'm curious how you feel about all this, Mr. I have Jason Tatum 9th. Because I've been like top 5 Jason Tatum for 2 years. I think he's like a top 5 player. I think he's really good. Back-to-back disasters against New York where they blow 20-point leads in each game. And while the Celtics around him definitely didn't help in these late game collapses, like the team was not playing like a team that should be a legit title contender, those are the moments where you kind of look to your best player, your top 5 player, and be like, hey, lead us to 1 win in these 2 games. Tatum is awful in both fourth quarters, is awful in the final possessions of both of these games. And so I feel like since he became a legit superstar, this is the biggest pressure postseason moment he's had. But I got in a lot of trouble for feeling that way on Twitter. So I guess I'm just not going to talk about it.
Honestly, I have too bad a memory to say on that, and I feel like every single postseason Jason Tatum has a series like this, but I don't know, like what's it called? I mean, what happened? What happened? So 2 years ago was when they were the favorite, right? And then they lose 3 straight to Miami.
And
they
he
win.
sprains his ankle, Game 7.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, that's because that Game 7 unequivocally would have been number 1. They lose 3 straight, then they win 3 straight with the Derek White putback that I talked about last week, I believe. And then, like, first or second possession, he really, like, sprains his ankle bad in that game. And Miami just kind of, like, walks away with it at that point.
And was there a Game 7 against the Raptors in the bubble?
I think so. I can't remember, though. Game 7, so the big games that were brought up to me, Game 7 against the 76ers, 50 points in Game 7, obviously. And then
Is that a second-round series? Oh, yeah, because people say Embiid never made the conference finals.
It has to be. So, yeah, there's that. And then Game 6 against the Bucks a few years back. I think he was 24, 23, and he had 46 points. And that was a win-or-go-home Game 6. And so, I mean, Game 3.
Game 6 against the Bucks in what year?
I think 2022. Let me see. Tatum.
Oh, when they went to the finals?
I believe so, but I might be tweaking here. Let me pull this up. But yeah, it was that Game 6, it was that Game 7, and then outside of those two, I do feel comfortable calling. I mean, it's regardless of how you feel, it's a very big moment for Tatum. Yeah, that was 2022, Game 6 against the Milwaukee Bucks. He had 46 points.
Yeah, he's played he's really played in big games every single year of his career because he walked into a team that was
Game 7 his rookie season against LeBron.
What did they win? Did they won 50 games? Is the year before he gets there did he play with Isaiah Thomas at all?
He played with Isaiah Thomas very briefly. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he walked into a good situation, and then it's been good. They've been crazy at tweaking it around him and all the rest of the guys. So I don't know. There's just so much playoff stuff with Tatum, but yeah, I don't know. I just a lot of it is unfair because when you go and check like the bigger picture numbers, they're never quite as bad as you expect. Obviously the 2 games in this series are. He's like 39% in true shooting. And
speaking to what you're talking about, like if you go look at the 3 games before that Bucks Game 6, he was like 10% from the field in 3 straight games. It was crazy. So for him to come out and play like that was a moment where I'm fine with somebody being like, perception of him changes if he doesn't play that well in that game.
And he's a very loud loser. And
yes.
So some people are quieter losers, like Anthony Edwards and I don't know who else. But some people are just you feel it when they're underperforming, like Harden. People are locked in on every Harden underperforms, and it does feel like Tatum has big loud stinkers at least a couple times every playoff series.
Yes.
Mostly.
Yeah. That was
also, He did just come off a series against the Magic, which he finished averaging like 30 on 60% shooting against a really high-level defense. So.
Yeah, I mean, no, like I don't... And again, all of this for me, as somebody who's like pro-Tatum, all of this is coming from the perspective of I want him to have this kind of run. I want him to put together the consistency, because that's my big issue with him over the past, 4 years or whatever, really, is if you go into any playoff series, it's what you're talking about. You get, 32 on 12 shots. It's incredible. And then you get, 15 on ass efficiency for the next 2 or 3 games. We saw that last year in the finals run, even. The 4 games in the finals before his really good Game 5, I think he was mid in 3 of those 4 games, and we saw that in the playoffs leading up to it. And so I want him to play well, and I want him to have a really good Game 3. And I think there's a bigger chance than some people are acknowledging at least, that we come back to Boston tied up at 2-2 or maybe 3-1. I don't know. Because the Celtics have been a really good road team, much better road team than their performances at home. But it's just inexcusable from Tatum, really.
I still think the Celtics are going to win the series. But what's it called? Yeah, the series against Miami that they lost in Game 7, he actually ended up with better overall numbers than Jimmy did. by the end, Jimmy kind of lost steam, but then but Jimmy was loudly very good at the beginning, and he was loudly bad. So you feel different, but yeah, Tatum has always been like, as I pegged him early on as this. As soon as he started to get good, I think he is and always has been the Paul George of his generation.
He's better. Oh my God.
I don't see how.
He's better. He just is. He's been
because Paul George did everything too. Like, he checked every box, but just not. He would just have. These
I just feel like he's a more consistent regular season player. I feel like he's had seasons on par with the best year of Paul George's career multiple times, while leading just as good, if not better, of teams. And he's had great playoff runs before, especially when you go look at, like,
George has too.
I'm not shitting on Paul George. I'm just saying I feel like this is a case of, like, aura gaps. Once again, Tatum, aura deficient. He needs to take a supplement. It's crazy. Paul George, one of, like, the most retroactively loved players of all time. And in real time, he was incredible. Like, everyone loved Paul George. When he broke his leg, it was a really big deal. He was one of the, like, his MVP finalist season was great in OKC. I feel like this is one of those things where, like, I don't know. And I guess if Tatum is, you know, directly next to Kevin Durant and LeBron James in an NBA where it's, like, still really position-pilled all-NBA teams, he's not racking up first teams. I'll say that. But I still feel like Tatum is better than Paul George.
I don't know, because the similarities are crazy, coming down to, like, Paul George had that commercial that started airing as soon as he had
game.
The bad playoff moments. All of a sudden, I'm seeing this Tatum Superman commercial. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Paul George burst onto the scene really early with those really good Indiana teams, and then it's just been. And he was a guy who really good ball handler for his size, really great 3-point shooter for his size, like, could play point guards, like, could do literally everything, and at his peak, like, insanely impactful defensively, but just in the playoffs, like, randomly a lot of those things would turn off, and it'd be the most frustrating thing ever.
Mm-hmm. I would say the turned off floor for Tatum I like more. I think it's higher, just because I think he's a better, like, rim pressure guy, playmaker out of those scenarios, and I think his floor as a defender is much higher. That's one thing. Like, even though I'm critical of the consistency in the championship run, they're able to make the run with that level of ease, in large part because Tatum can just step up and be like, oh, Porzingis is going to not play at all for us. I could be rim protector for, like, big stretches of games.
I don't know. Maybe it comes down to, maybe I'm just way higher on Paul George than you are, and that's the disconnect here. Because I really think Paul George is nuts on defense. Like, I think he was absolutely incredible.
He's great.
And I think at his peak he was. I don't know what the stats would say about, like, rim frequency, but at his peak I think he was a better rim attacking athlete than Tatum. But I think he did get less aggressive after the
leg thing, obviously. I mean, Jesus. That's just, and I mean, that's the other part of Paul George that you have to, like, that's the lens, is, like, this guy got Kevin Wared on live TV. It's insane that he even got back to, like, all-star level form, much less. I mean, he was genuinely crazy in that OKC year, and if he's healthy, in the playoffs. They don't win or anything. They don't win the championship, but maybe they don't get nuked by Dame.
Oh, you know what I was thinking? I was watching. Oh yeah, and yeah, he has so many bad PR moments like
yes.
that.
Oh, that's really the worst thing about him. Is like post OKC run between like the podcast and the playoff P thing, and this that's a bad shot. Like, yeah, there's so many moments where you just like, dude, if you just keep your mouth shut, keep your head down. The ISO Joe route. That's what I call it. Where it's like. Everyone loves Joe Johnson because he shut the fuck up after he retired. We never hear from him, and he's just cool in our memories.
Do you remember the Shannon Sharp clip I played? Where he said, "Shut the Joe Johnson." Joe Johnson was in the call on that clip, and when Shannon Sharp does it, he goes like this, or he's smiling, and then he goes. he's so surprised. I watched Mind the Game today. They finally put out the episode, and I was thinking about because LeBron was talking about Anthony Edwards, and he was talking about how he's up next and whatever, and he's excited about the younger generation or whatever. And I was like, LeBron is so old that I bet someone came along like 10 years into his career. He had this moment with them already, and then they've already fallen off. And I was trying to think of examples of that. And Paul George is probably that guy. Like, he burst onto the scene in 2010, and it's like, you're the future, Paul George. This league will be yours one day.
When he dunked on, was that Birdman in Miami?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was Paul George is the future. If the kids don't know, the perception is crazy. But yeah, LeBron had that moment with him, and then now Paul George is washed before he is.
Yeah. Okay, so let me actually get into the shit of this game. So Celtics go up 20 points. They go 8 minutes without scoring a basket after that. And that's where you look to Tatum and you're like, dude, please, can you cook something? Really bad game. 13 points on 5 of 19 from the field for Tatum. And what I don't even know, like, game 1, we criticize him for getting the switches and settling for jumpers. Game 2, he goes to the paint and just sucks. And so, like, I don't know which is worse. He's missing, like, bunnies and touch shots and all sorts of shit in this game. He went 4 of 12 in the paint in this game, and I think he only took one shot in the restricted area in the fourth quarter, which was probably that dunk that he had to put them up 1, which, I mean, that was a good move. But, like, outside of that one basket, he had a really rough fourth quarter again. And then Jaylen Brown also, who, like, he should be very thankful that Tatum's playing like this because he's been horrific. And Tatum's just being, the lightning rod for everything. Brown went 1 of 7 from the field in the second half and 0 of 4 from the field in the fourth quarter.
He's another guy who, like, his failures are quieter, probably because he plays next to Tatum.
We had the big loud one, the no left hand, can't shoot threes, $500 or whatever $1 million man.
That was big, yeah. But his successes always feel highlighted because I feel like there's a lot of series where at least scoring-wise, he outperforms Tatum. But that's probably not true if I went and looked over, like, the bigger sample.
Yeah.
But, yeah, their offensive process was horrific in this game. Tatum checked back in with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and they had a 10-point lead. And I just went and wrote down, like, everything they were doing and everything the Knicks were doing on offense. The Knicks targeted Al Horford on virtually every single possession. First
vulnerable Horford moment in a long time. He was very tired in this game.
Yeah, and it's difficult because I don't know if he is if he's fallen off or if he's just the weak point of this defense. But he is having trouble. He does have trouble with Brunson because he's a little speedy guy.
Yeah.
And Josh Hart was having success on him, and in this game, Towns was having success on him, which that's a little more surprising. But because who did he guard super well that I was freaking out
probably
about
Embiid.
in the regular season. No, this year.
Oh, like a star center?
I can't remember if it was a big man or I'm pretty sure he was switched out onto someone and guarded them really well.
We talk about Luka last year, obviously.
Yeah, Luka last year in the finals, but there was someone like right before the regular season ended that he guarded, and I was like, I can't believe he still has it. He's nuts.
Okay, well, regardless, I mean, Horford heading into the postseason, it is crazy that we even have these expectations for Al Horford. He's really old, and he held up really well. And all of the hate that I get when I watch Al Horford play poorly, I funnel it towards Porzingis. It's like the problem here is that Porzingis can't play. It's not that Al Horford can't go 12 minutes in the fourth quarter at 40 years old.
Because Porzingis has long COVID, and they don't want to acknowledge it's real.
I mean, I'm getting like AIDS speculation on my timeline. Like people are doing everything. I don't know.
But yeah, they were relentless, and it wasn't just targeting in like come up to the ball screen and then switch on to me. It was like we'll run attacks off ball and stuff like that. And like there was one time where they tried to force him into the pick and roll, but he sunk back and just went to the corner, and Josh Hart was in the corner. So then they're like, okay, we're throwing it to Josh Hart, and he's just gonna beat you off the dribble off the corner. They were just unforgiving to Al Horford, and like if it didn't work at the start of the possession, they would just try again until the end of the possession. There were a couple times where Jalen Brunson was just like, screw it, ISO Drew Holiday. And I think he did make a jumper one of those times.
Yeah.
But still, it was just like, it was an organized offensive attack.
And I think one good contrast to what you're talking about here, with them being able to reset and find Al Horford again, is the efficiency with which they're using the shot clock. And I don't know if you watched the Bill Simmons' dad episode yet.
No, not yet.
First of all, I haven't really watched any of the dad episodes. Like I just haven't watched them. It's insane.
I don't like listening to his dad, honestly.
They sound exactly the same. It's crazy. Like,
really? I always just, his dad is like a wispy old man. He's like,
well, his dad is a wispy old man, but then he goes, well, what kind of guy am I getting, or something. Like, he just says a Bill-ism, and it's like, oh, okay, clearly that's your fucking dad.
He's one of the 10 to 12 greatest.
This is one of the 17 greatest players of all time. They talked a lot about how the Celtics wasted the first 10 seconds of the shot clock sometimes. Like, they're not even trying to find the mismatches, running their actions until like 15 seconds left on the shot clock. And so if you don't get the right result when that's the case, you're immediately put into like emergency mode when none of your like bailout shot makers are having a good game. And so it's just a recipe for disaster on offense.
And they are very, I feel, I'm not deep enough into the weeds, so we'd have to ask Hoop Venue or something.
Yeah, we gotta ask some smart guys.
They're very free flowing, so I feel like there's not too much play calling going on the offensive end, and for whatever I was watching Zach Lowe's reaction, and he was like, "This used to be a team that had multiple options. They didn't just run one option." And he was freaking contrasted directly to what the Knicks were doing. The Celtics' weak point is Al Horford. The Knicks' weak point is Brunson and Towns and Mitchell Robinson on the perimeter. Mitchell Robinson overall has been very good.
Hey, plus 19 in a 1-point loss. He was really good in this game, I felt like.
Yeah, and they intentionally fouled to get him out of the game. People are upset about that.
I was upset. I mean,
in the moment I thought it was hacking. No?
I hate it. What do you mean hacking?
I thought they were going like, let's start up a hack-a-shack.
Well, they kind of were. That's what they do. Is if they can have Mitchell Robinson shooting free throws, that's what they want him to do, I think. And he shot 3 of 10 in game 1.
He had the really bad air ball.
Yeah.
What was the score? Maybe that's what I wasn't considering. What was the score when they went to do that?
I don't remember. Because I don't know exactly like the moment that you're talking about. But yeah, I didn't like it because I hate it as a concept. But then all of the people, once Mitchell Robinson is like 3 of 8, the people who are like, just make your free throws, I kind of start to be like, fuck, they got a little bit of a point there. You do have to make your free throws, but at the same, I hate the intentional foul, and ethically, you know, you're going against Jalen Brunson, the most dubious man in the world. So I suppose you feel like everything's on the table, but ethically, the gods have decided very firmly in the direction of New York in this matchup.
Yeah, so they just were not doing, like, there was one specific play, and Zach Lowe brought up this. I got so mad when I saw it, and Zach Lowe got mad too. There was one specific play where they run like 2 like staggered screens with Tatum to try and force a mismatch, but OG fights through them both and sticks with him and refuses to concede the switch. So Tatum is like, shoot, plan foiled. Guess it's ISO on OG. And, I'm going to hit him with a Kobe. Let's go down low. Baseline fade. Shoot.
Shoot. I mean, he had a bunch of the Kobe middies in this game. Yeah. And it's like cool that's a paint touch. I know we were bitching and moaning about, he's not taking any paint shots. It's barely a paint shot.
Well, let's go lower in the paint. Come on.
I want you to be at the fucking rim, dude. And yeah, we're approaching this entirely from Celtics bad perspective.
But it really is.
Tons of credit to the Knicks. The Knicks are playing good defense in these fourth quarters.
Yeah.
I still
think it's mostly Celtics bad.
Yeah.
If it's a 21-7 run at the end of game, like what? Because Tatum is missing wide open corner threes and stuff.
First of all,
like
he needs
that.
to take. I know there's a play where Brunson fell over, and I saw some people. Tatum shoots a corner 3, and as he goes into his shooting motion, Brunson falls over, and so a lot of people were like, okay, well, he didn't fall over before Tatum shot, so, like, of course Tatum's going to shoot that, because there's a guy below the rim, and I'm like, it's Jalen Brunson. You can score on that guy. Go to the fucking basket, dude.
Jaylen Brown had a couple ISOs on Brunson down the stretch. I was like, okay, finally. We got Brunson. Let's bully him. One of them, he tries to grift for free throws on a mid-range jumper. Just jumps into Jason Tatum's head and breaks the jumper. No call. And then the other was just he settled for something stupid again. But yeah, they couldn't. And Tatum got a dunk at the end of the game. Because they finally got a switch. I think it was Towns out there. And they got both of them. So one ended with a dunk, and the other ended with free throws. When he got Mitchell or Towns out there, and it's just great. It's Pablo ball. Why you guys are playing Pablo ball? Although I guess maybe Tatum should be, maybe he's the OG Pablo. Same school.
He wasn't always. There's shout out to Pitless on Twitter. One of the great like specific play highlight reel Twitter accounts. Where Brett Usher will be like Derek White off ball scoring like mixtape or something. Do you know any of these accounts?
I know Brett Usher. I don't know Pitless.
Pitless is just very similar vein. He cut together. It was like how people do Skinny Luka downhill scoring mixtapes. Yeah. It was just that for young Jason Tatum. It was like, dude, before the brainwashing, if the jumper was fucked up, he's just a rim pressure guy, and it's like, damn, this is literally baby Giannis, and now his touch is too good. It corrupted his brain. Yeah, it's.
Well, he's always in college. Because he's a Kobe fanboy. He's always been so.
We gotta go back in time. Shaquille O'Neal. Come on, man.
Oh well,
Grant Hill. I don't care. Get somebody.
Who's Zion before Zion?
Charles Barkley?
But he also, Charles Barkley got criticized for taking too many jumpers back then, which is probably like 2 a game, like 2 threes a game. But yeah, in college it was like, is this guy the next Carmelo? Watch him jab in the triple threat. And he's so polished. That really was like going. We should go back and do research on who was polished in college from 2007 to 2014 and see what was going on. Because really it was probably just the polish was triple threat 7 seconds.
Fake. I mean, it's bad. This is the new woke take. It's bad to be polished in college. I don't want you to be a capable ISO scorer in college.
I don't want Jabari Parker. I don't want Jahlil Okafor. I don't want any of these guys.
Okafor is different because it's like we are actively in the midst of. It's like dropping the nuclear bomb. Steph Curry is having his first MVP season, and some guy just invented like a new, more powerful pistol or something. And Jahlil Okafor's like, I can dominate from the block in. I have the best touch of any 7-footer in the league right out of the gate. And it's like, we're past that, pal.
Well, so people would always say like, oh, he was the wrong time. Like if this guy came out in 1999, he'd be no brainer or whatever. And so he would get more of a chance. But I still don't think he would have been a good player because he would have got killed defensively. He would have
stuck around longer. Guys like
he would have got a chance just because teams were worse. Like they would have. Well,
it's also like teams were dumber. I feel like where they would every year you win 25 games. You take a look at the roster and you go. 21 and 12. That's our guy.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about 21 and 12. 45% from the field. He's scoring almost every other trip down the floor.
And think about when this guy's 27. That could be up to 48%.
Holy shit!
And he's got a little bit of an 11-foot jumper too.
And he can really space the floor, and it's like elbow
huge,
jumper.
That's huge spacing for us. So then let's draft this 6'9" wing who can't dribble or who can't shoot or dribble, but he's got to attack the rim.
Oh my god. Okay. So just more Knicks propaganda. Karl Anthony Towns, like you said, good game. 21 points, 17 rebounds, 61% true shooting. I thought he did a really good job going at Al Horford. He had a couple and ones on him in consecutive possessions. And yeah, Josh Hart as well, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, 72% true shooting. He went 3 of 6 from 3. It's a good Knicks win. I mean, you could say it's Celtics bad all you want, but it's 2-0 all the same. I still, the Celtics are dangerous. I feel like people are, it's over or whatever. The Celtics were a really good road team. They've been up 20 in 2 games. I feel like that's part that like nobody is really looking at is like, well, they lost, and I'm like, yes, but all they have to do is not do that, and then they win by 20.
That's how I feel about how people talk about the 2016 finals. They talk about it as if like 10 times out of 10 if we play this series the Cavs win every time. Like we came back and exposed them. That's what we did. The Warriors were fake the whole time.
Who talks about this? You're projecting.
No, well,
yes.
Yes. You're a LeBron Glazer fan.
No, you are projecting. Nobody says. Oh,
no, because
it's unanimously regarded as the most miraculous finals win of all time.
But do people say retroactively, if Kyrie and Kevin Love were healthy in 15, that means we won, right?
Well, I feel like because some people say that, and then other people, so the Jacks of the world say the first thing, the Pablos of the world say, if Draymond Green just lets LeBron put his nuts on his forehead, the Warriors win in 5 games, or whatever.
And what's this idiot Draymond Green justified these theories. He said we needed Kevin Durant He like straight up said like we wouldn't beat them without him or something like that, which were ridiculous to me. Because in 2016, so many things had to go wrong for the Caps to come back. Steph was playing one of the worst series.
MCL. I mean, the injury that LeBron can't go to the Met Gala with. Steph was playing on in the finals.
Yeah, so LeBron's out 4 to 6 weeks in the offseason. So Steph was hurt. Harrison Barnes shot uncharacteristically terrible.
The Black Falcon.
Yeah.
How many times is that happening?
We finally learned he was bad for the first time that time. But he shot terrible. Draymond had the suspension, and then there was other stuff, but I forget.
I would assume it was not like the strongest clay games in the world down the stretch there.
Was that? Maybe not, because there used to be those memes like when you do nothing on the group project and you still get the,
yeah.
Was that 2015?
I think that might have been 15. All I know is Draymond insane Game 7. That's what sticks out to me from the 2016 run.
Which, you know what? Honestly, thank God they didn't win that.
Draymond Green Finals MVP. You want that timeline?
Oh my God! Just because then he's okay to strangle Gobert because he's
a champ. He's a Finals MVP.
It's a hierarchy thing.
Yeah.
But if you play that series out like 100 million times, 990 million.
Like
go to the Warriors.
Deadliest Warrior. We had a computer simulation generate 1,000 matchups of Pirates versus Mafiosos.
Oh, okay. Who won?
The Mafios. The Pirates were all drunk. So.
Well, where are they?
Neutral to a warehouse. I don't know.
Come on. The
a floating warehouse.
Gara in a desert. I wouldn't like that matchup. But I feel like if you play this matchup, I still think the Celtics are way better. Like, and even it's stupid. It's stupid because it's happened twice now. But it's like if they go up 20 again, no way they blow it. Like we have to have a Maharaga moment and just adapt to this.
I mean.
And they are playing just like mindless. Like one thing Zach Lowe pointed out was that in the first half, Drew Holiday was bullying Jalen Brunson to the point where they had to switch him off him and like stash him on Derek White. But then at the end of the game, he's back. They're back to that same defensive assignment, and they don't try anything. They don't let Drew even try and cook at all or anything.
And what's upsetting is. Tatum, did you see the quote Tatum said where we can't waver from our game plan?
Oh, I
don't have it exactly. I didn't, but it was something along the lines of we play a certain style.
In reference to the threes, right?
I believe so. Yes, we play a certain style. We can't waver from that just because it's not going well. You kind of, I mean, you could change some. I would argue that you're not even playing the style that got you up 20 points. You're playing bad basketball. This is a different brand.
Yeah, the big thing I see war being waged on is open, like the definition of open shots on Second Spectrum, I guess, or whatever, with the tracking data.
I'm using my eyes. They are not defining good shots. I'll tell you that much.
Well, we don't have access. We don't get.
I have First Spectrum. It's called my fucking corneas.
We're on the spectrum.
Where do you get your stats?
We're
on the spectrum.
We're on the ground here, trying to make sense of things. Because just regular folk like us don't get access to these.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but things. So open shots on Second Spectrum, you were saying?
I guess all these misses are being categorized as open shots that they're missing because it's only like 4 feet difference or whatever. But and I think because people are so huge in the NBA, like you could be 4 feet away and still get a good contest. Yeah. So that and usually the Celtics are generating legit open threes, but a lot of these threes are bad.
Fun. Jason Tatum in the post game. Hey, Second Spectrum, go stand next to Mitchell Robinson. Go stand 4 feet away from him. Tell me how open you feel.
Yeah, but even in that situation, okay, Jason, why'd you take the three? idiot.
Blow by him, dude.
There's just so many contested ones, and there's so many just pull-up ones. That's tough. And Tatum, he's so this year, and then the 2 previous years, he's 30%.
Yeah, bad 3-point shooter in the playoffs.
Let's get this guy. Let's get this guy on Ozempic. Curb his addiction to these threes.
Well, it's just like.
And he did only take 5 in this game, so it is less.
Well, I mean, for me, the transformation. You come into the league and you're skinny and you put on muscle to be better at going downhill and attacking these mismatches because you're 7 feet tall, damn near, but you have the agility of Paul George. You do all this, the jump shot should be supplementary to the pressure downhill offense. It never feels that way. It never feels like and I mean, don't get me wrong, it does. If you go back and watch the finals run, his playmaking, that was the whole narrative, is that like, hey, 42% from the field, but he was a crazy playmaker because of the drive and kick stuff. But like, the scoring bag in tight moments cannot just be pull-up shots or fadeaway shots or jump shots in general. I don't know. It's very sad. And I hope he plays well. Like I said, I like Jason Tatum a lot. I think he's very good. Obviously, I'm higher on him than you are, but this is just an undeniable bad stretch that, like, something's got to give here.
If he was a LeBron fanboy, he's top 5 for sure. Because then he would be a better passer and more downhill.
He's a pretty good. I mean, he made some good reads in the first half. Like, not just the drive and kick things. He had guys slipping to the rim. He had Luke Cornett on a pick and roll dunk. He had Drew Holiday on a back cut. He was making good, cool reads. And I mean, all of these things snowball. Where when you play this kind of basketball, you don't even get the chance to make those reads because nobody's making those cuts because we're all waiting for the corner 3-pointer that we know is going to happen.
Yeah. So final tally, Tatum 1 for 5, Horford 0 for 5, Holiday 0 for 2, White 3 for 11, Brown 2 for 7, Pritchard was even 3 for 9. That's that white boy's job. What's up with that? Porzingis was 1 for 1 though. And then
good. Wow. He did his job. I mean,
what if he took 20 and went 20 for 20?
Per 36. He's 5 for 5 or whatever. I'm done with the Celtics, honestly. I'm done with it. Shout out to the Knicks.
Oh, I didn't even realize OG played so badly offensively.
Yeah, dude.
He was great defensively. Oh, he's. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
my girlfriend's off screen.
The blue on my square didn't light up when I spoke. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I'm done with the Celtics, like I said. So
we'll make a prediction.
Celtics take game 3.
Celtics in 6. the shooting variance. Hey, shooting variance can kill you in a small sample because, it might work out over 1 million possessions. They said this on Zach Lowe's show. It might work out over 1 million possessions. That might be the optimal way, but we're in a small sample here in the playoffs. So, four bad shooting games could get you 4-0'd.
Okay. Hey, you want to weirdly, not a bad shooting game. Which do you want to talk about first? Would you rather go what?
One last thing. There was one play where Tatum had Bridges on him, and he just backed him, bullied him down all the way to the basket, and then scored a touch shot right around the rim.
Yeah, there's another play where he had Bridges on him, and then Bridges stole the fucking ball and ended the game.
Well,
million first-round picks.
It was worth it.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
What do you want to do next? Warriors, Wolves, or Nuggets, Thunder?
I don't know. I'll let you choose. Death now or later?
Let's rip it off. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. Nuggets, Thunder. And I said, not a bad shooting game. Nuggets, they averaged 29 3-point attempts in the 7-game series against the Clippers. In Game 2 against the Thunder, they shot over 40% on 37 attempts, and they lost by nearly 50 points. It was truly, truly, truly a disastrous game. I mean, not like the most shocking thing in the world, given you kind of knew the Thunder were going to be engaged heading into this one with the way they fumbled the first game, but god damn, son, just like on top of everything else, on top of there being like a clear talent gap that was apparent in this game, clear depth gap, there was also a shooting variance gap where it's just like in the paint, and I mean part of that's the defense, and Jokic is bad at defense, the entire Nuggets team was bad at defense. In the paint, the Thunder were dominant, and the Nuggets sucked ass. How many shots do you think they made in the restricted area in this game?
The Nuggets?
Yeah.
Well, I see that they scored 28 points in the paint.
Restricted area, so like layups,
restricted
dunks.
area?
How many shots do you think they made?
7?
4. Yeah. I believe they were 4 of 14 in the restricted area. So
I want 10 of those. I want 10 Aaron Gordon dunks down there.
I mean, it's just tough. This was a great Chet game. This was a great first game from Hartenstein, or first half, I should say. He had 10 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists on 100% shooting. He had some good like passes as a hub. He hit Jalen on like a back cut that I thought was cool. And I mean, that push shot, it's just such a crazy release valve for this offense that between Shea and like engaged Jalen Williams, you're dragging like 2.5 defenders directly under the rim pretty much every possession. And so Hartenstein being able to just like catch it and float it in, that's like just another crazy layer here. And then Shea.
Just wait till Şengün gets that next year. Loading.
Shut up, dude. Oh, wait until
Loading.
Şengün adds the low key, a lot of players could add the Hartenstein shot and be good.
He kind of had it before.
Well, I'm thinking, you know who could really use it is Zubats, because like he has the touch for it, and there's like a lot of spots where Zoo catches the ball, and he can't really punish the defense because he's only comfortable scoring out of like, you know, straight pick and rolls or a legit like ISO post up. But if he had this like, I don't know, kind of in between floater shot to the extent that Hartenstein does, I think he would be even better than he already is. But Shea is who I was gonna talk about. Pretty good game from the possible MVP. I love how the announcers talk about it. He might.
What do they say?
He might be the who's you know, in a couple days who he could be lifting that trophy up.
When is it announced?
I think 4 days from now.
Again, something they took from us. Why? Why are we waiting? This should have been. We should know before the series, so then we could have a showdown.
I mean, to me, it's just weird. The potential to like not have a ceremony is so. You remember when Jokic had that get it at the horse stables in like 2022 or whatever.
He got it at the horse. What do they do? Because so back in the day, they used to. Your ceremony was on the court. Game 1 of the playoffs. They'd give you the trophy, and then you'd have to hold the crowd cheering for it. That was great. Then they went to the awards show.
The ESPYs.
What do they do now?
It's still a ceremony. It's just later for whatever reason.
But they do announce it before, right?
Before a game?
Like before, isn't the award ceremony in the off season?
No, the award ceremony. It's like it's in Game 4 or Game 5, I guess it'll be in OKC. Shea, they're gonna give him the trophy in before the game and everything.
Oh, but there's not an award show.
I don't think so. Not for like the MVP. And last year, Jokic got it. That was like one of the big things when the Nuggets went down 0-2 to the Wolves. Was like, there's not going to be a ceremony. Oh no, this is so embarrassing. And then of course Jokic locked in. You know, back to the wall. He got the job done, and then everything was great for the rest of that series.
Nice.
Yeah, but so Shea, I mean, just an overwhelmingly good game. 34 points, 8 assists, 95% true shooting. Only played 30 minutes, shot 10 of 10 from 2-point range. The separation he gets on the mid-range shots, it's like he, I don't know, there's like a magnet on him, and there's the opposite pole magnet on the defender, and they just fly away from him when he stops.
Yeah, it's called his fist.
But not really. He's not even like that.
He does it both ways, yeah. Because his ankles can melt on command, and so he can stop faster than everyone
All my
else.
joints are silly putty.
Yeah, really. He's nuts. This is how they're all built in Canada, maybe. And also, I love, like, he's one of the few guys who recognizes that Jokic can't actually do anything. Like, he won't actually do anything if you just go up for a normal layup. But other guys see Jokic coming and they're like, oh shoot, that's a
7-footer. Oh,
let me alter my touch. but Shea's like, oh no, okay, I don't care.
No, what the hell?
Well,
No.
get away from the rim.
Not yet. No, stop.
But yeah, to me the big thing was OKC realized, like, if we play fast, like, this is OP. If we just get out in transition constantly. They scored 26 fast break points. The Nuggets scored 5. So that's one.
That'll do it.
That's where you get beat down pretty well.
Well, I mean, 45-21 in the first quarter. I think all avenues were a beat down as far as this game was concerned.
And you know why it's a beatdown?
Why?
Because Michael Porter Jr. 2 for 8 from 3.
Well, I mean, it's a beat. Yeah, the Nuggets have 5 players after that.
It's on him. That'd be crazy.
I mean, he's the shoulders. It's hard to keep the faith, keep the spark of hope alive. Is like it felt so miraculous to win that game 1 with Michael Porter Jr. playing like that, and for him to come out and just be like, "You're getting that exact thing again." It's like, oh, this is just you now? Okay, shit.
Monkey's paw. I wish Michael Porter Jr.'s back never keeps him out of a playoff series. Okay, his
It's
back
his
will be
shoulder.
fine. Yeah, it's his shoulder. His shooting shoulder.
Yeah.
Wait, is it his shooting shoulder?
No, it's his left shoulder, I think.
But yeah, I mean, what else can we even say?
I got some shit.
Do you think it'll be a thumping for the rest of the series? Will it be 4-1?
So better games are possible for Jokic and Jamal Murray, I believe. This game, I knew right out of the gate, they ran like 4 plays for Jamal. They were like, hey, as many elbow jumpers as you want. We got to get it rolling
the Jamal
tonight.
Game.
And he bricked all 4. And they got, like, big fast break points off of all 4. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a scary start to this game. Yeah. I think a lot of people on my timeline were complaining about the officiating. I did not lock that much into the officiating on rewatch. 50 points, guys.
Yeah. God, it's Scott Foster.
And then my timeline, because Boston had just done the thing, everyone's like, you fools, you fell for the 20-point lead gimmick. And then 30 seconds after that, it was a 30-point lead gimmick. And I was like, oh, guys, this is not Boston. This is not like the idiot team that goes on autopilot in the fourth quarter. These guys actually give a fuck.
These are young, hungry dogs.
So yeah, I mean, the thumping to this degree, no. Because there is some shooting variance. I like, 44% on volume from 3 is crazy. You have to turn the ball over less. There's some of the Thunder role players just got to play worse. And I think it's possible. But, that's the problem with this Thunder team. Oh, we have 12 good players. Oh, fuck you.
Alex Caruso fell back down to earth in this one. 2 points in 10
I won the war, baby. I won the war.
But we got Isaiah Joe for 5 for 5. We got AJ Mitchell. I don't even know because I stopped watching this game pretty early. Was AJ Mitchell all in garbage time?
I mean, you tell me. It's not like I was locked into the garbage time of this game.
Yeah, but just off this bench, AJ Mitchell 2 for 2 from 3. Kaysen was 2 for 3. Aaron Wiggins 2 for 4. Isaiah Joe 4 for 4.
And that's just like an insurmountable gap. The Nuggets don't have. They have 5 players. If Michael Porter Jr. is hurt, 5.5.
Well, we got a lot of bench Nuggets in this game by virtue of
I mean, cool,
time, right?
dude. I don't give a fuck.
So Zeke Naji went 1 for 2 from 3.
Nice.
Peyton Watson went 4 for 4 in this game.
Peyton Watson. There was a funny clip of Peyton Watson where they were down like 35, and they fouled someone to send like Lou Dort or whoever to the free throw line, and it just like panned over to Lou Dort at the line, and you could see Peyton Watson in the background just like clapping, trying to keep everyone engaged. Come on, guys, come on, let's get it going. We could do this, and it's like, dude, respect.
He's telling Hunter. Do you remember the clip of Jaren telling Zach Edey, like, don't get discouraged in a blowout in the playoffs? Like, you can still learn stuff from this. That's what he was telling Hunter Tyson. That, I bet.
Oh my God, Jalen Pickett, post up. You can still learn stuff from this.
Jokic fouled out in this game.
Yeah, that was part of it. I guess people were mad he was getting touch fouls or whatever. But again, 50 points, baby. the refs, the momentum, the rhythm of your players, none of that accounts for 50 points. That is a good old-fashioned ass kicking. So, yeah. I meant to bring this up. OKC's 87 points in the first half set the record for the most points in a half in an NBA playoff game. Previous record, underrated juggernaut offensive team. Who do you think it was?
Underrated juggernaut. So they don't. Do they not? Is it guys who I wouldn't think of producing that high?
No, you would think of the. It's just the circumstances of like they're fine.
Was it the Nets?
No.
Huh. What? How long ago?
It was within the last 10 years or so.
Within the last 10 years, East or West?
This was an Eastern Conference team.
An Eastern Conference offensive juggernaut. Well, was it the Pacers last year?
No.
Okay, so who was playing real good offense?
And we have already talked about a version of the team in this episode.
It's not one of the Celtics.
No.
It's not a Knicks version, is it?
No, it's not the Knicks.
No. It's not a Bucks version, is it?
Nope.
Who's in the East? What the heck?
Last 10 years. I mean, you think about 10 years ago in the East. What year was that? Who was there?
10 years ago from this year? So it's 2015?
Yeah.
Not the Bulls.
No.
Okay. Not Cleveland. It was 2015 Cleveland?
2017 Cleveland.
Oh, 2017 Cleveland. Okay,
I was saying within the last 10 years. Yeah, no. Cleveland.
Okay.
Game 4 of the sweep against the Warriors. Cleveland put up 87 or 86 points in the first half.
Wait, 80 in. So when they got swept in that's the final game they did that? What was the Warriors?
Let me see. I didn't look this up yet.
What a ridiculous time.
I know. Where it was just like, yes. I scored 1 million points. And they're like, yeah, well.
Don't care.
Kevin Durant scored 1,000,005 by himself.
I just saw a video showing the warm-up from that year. And it was 2018. Oh, so yeah, same team, right?
Oh, okay. This is actually they won this game. That's my fault. This is not the sweep year. 2017 is 4-1 Warriors. 2018 is the sweep. So the Cavs won game 4. They put up 137 points. 86 in the first half.
I saw a video of the warm-up from 2018 finals. It was just like Clay like asleep yawning on the bench and Draymond like punching Patrick McCaw and stuff like that. They're like they couldn't have taken them less seriously.
I saw the picture of George Hill's face shooting the free throws that would become the J.R. Smith clock incident in the 2018 finals. So you remember how George Hill was the guy who like bricked those free throws?
No, I have no memory what led up to it.
Yeah, so J.R. Smith gets the rebound, runs it out because he thinks the Cavs are up one, obviously, right?
Okay, yeah.
Prior to that, George Hill was at the free throw line, needed to make two for the Cavs, or needed to make one, I think, and I think he bricked both. And, like, his face at the line, it's the scaredest I've ever seen a professional athlete. It's just like, I do not have it. You guys, please get me out of this situation.
I was the one guy. I was happy after that game. I was like, yes, get LeBron's hope up and take it from him. I was like, if he wins this could be dangerous for us.
You're such a... There's something wrong with you.
I don't like the guy.
Yeah, I know. Golly. Who do you like? Who's your favorite player in the league right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Well, I have a lot invested in Bryce.
Oh my! Can I get a serious fucking answer out of
Well,
you?
I know I really do like him a lot.
Yeah, but like an actual star player right now.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking. So my.
I have a lot invested in Bryce.
It would have been Trey, but his reluctance to change his play style has knocked him down.
You've abandoned him.
I haven't abandoned him, but
I've
the
abandoned
reality
my
is
boy.
set in for me.
I've abandoned my child.
I love Zion, but he's not here enough for me to.
Who's your favorite player?
It might
still
be Jokic.
active. It's Jokic. Okay.
I do love Jokic. Yeah.
Okay. Based.
I would be happy if Jokic somehow did a Godzilla run and won these finals.
I mean that's the whole thing. It's like, hey, if you win this series, anything's possible. Like this is the juggernaut. I would not like basketball anymore if they beat the Thunder and lost to the Wolves in the conference finals.
Yeah, I want either Jokic to make it, or I want Celtics Thunder finals. Everyone's on full, firing
just
on full
nuclear
cylinders.
fireworks, most entertaining basketball.
That's Gojo Sukuna. That's crazy.
Who's Gojo?
The Thunder,
Okay.
because the Celtics cheat.
All right. Okay, let me timestamp this hoe. What are we
I
at?
hope Joe Mazzulla is not actually a bad coach. I hope he doesn't get fired.
Well, he hasn't had a pope to win for. That's what they're saying.
Oh, okay. And this guy, I hope he gets to meet him.
Hey, if they win the finals, anything's on the table. Okay. Wolves, Warriors. Game 2. Steph on the sideline.
Dead.
In a cool tracksuit.
Yeah.
Jonathan Kuminga killing it in an expanded role. Draymond Green.
He's getting 40 from us next year now.
Oh, okay. All right. He's a playoff riser, you know.
Yeah.
Draymond Green upset at being depicted as an angry black man. I don't know if you saw that quote.
Yes. So here's the thing. Did you see the context? There's been exposed context.
Someone called him a slur.
They called him a monkey, in the crowd.
Hope that guy dies.
Yeah. So if that's what the rant was in response to, understand it.
Understandable. And honestly, you get one free for me now. I won't talk about the flagrant that much. Someone called you a bad word like that, I guess that's fine, because that is fucked up.
Draymond should be allowed to attack that guy. If he gets so much leeway, he gets to hit players all the time. He should be allowed to attack that guy and maybe kill him or something. I don't know.
Well, padded gloves, Draymond. 30 seconds in an octagon with that guy.
All right, we'll negotiate. No gloves. 6 rounds for charity.
Oh, okay, for charity. Okay, all right. No gloves. My guy's covered in oil. Oh, I don't want to be arguing for the racist guy, actually. Yeah, let's fucking kill this guy. 6 rounds to the death for charity, and this guy's organs get donated.
But yeah, so we denounce all racism and mistreatment of Draymond based on racial discrimination.
And all players. What happened to Russell Westbrook was messed up, too.
Yeah. That and Nico Harrison. Don't send him racist messages. I'm silent on death threats that are sent this way.
Oh,
No
oh.
opinion. No
Okay.
opinion. No comment, I should say. But as for Draymond's on-court antics, the man has no self-control at all.
It is crazy. No one gets fouled and hits somebody more than Draymond Green.
And then nobody is allowed to have a tantrum about it in the ref's face and delay the game for 10 minutes by screaming everywhere. And you don't get ejected or anything. He's really he's in his full prime form. Israel Green.
Green.
I'm just defending myself from Nasri's foul.
I'm just defending myself. Hey, Mike Conley's eyeball, Hamas is behind it, okay?
Yes.
So, I don't know what else you want me to do.
These are the most moral, technical, and flagrant fouls in the league.
Well, that's how you really know it's prime Draymond, is we've got like the live tech/flagrant counts going, and he's filling up both meters, where it's like, usually in most postseason runs, Reggie Miller on the call 5 times a game would be like, he's got to watch those flagrants or whatever. But now it's both, where it's like the refs consistently have had to like swap out the meanings of which one means what, where he punches someone in the head, that's a technical. He screams at someone too much, that's a flagrant, depending on what will keep him in the basketball game.
Yeah, like something. There's like a dead ball differentiator, right? Like if it happens after a dead ball, it's not a flagrant or something like that.
I mean, I don't care. This is like
Well, now
it's like talking to the bankers in The Big Short and being like, well, okay, what are these made of? What am I betting against right now? And they're like, well, you're betting against Draymond Green punching the concept of Draymond Green staying silent against a referee. That's what the tranches are made of.
Shoot, I just lost my train of thought. What were we saying before that?
We were just being mean to Draymond, but not racist style.
Oh, yeah. So now it's interactive with the fans though, because are you team tech or are you team flagrant?
I'm Team Tech. I'm trying to keep an objective view here. The complaint I have is how much he's allowed to yell at a ref. I feel like he gets in trouble most of the time he punches someone.
It's literally psychotic because there's superstar treatment in basketball, but it's earned by being so good that they give you the benefit of the doubt.
James Harden, 30 free throws because I believe he's getting fouled.
Well, that guy was a terrorist who exploited the rule book and would hook.
Yeah, he exploited the ref superstar treatment.
Blackbeard with his Captain Hook.
Okay.
But like, I guess people say LeBron doesn't get enough fouls. Who gets a healthy amount of fouls?
Nobody. No one gets a fair whistle.
No one gets a healthy amount. But like, refs will be like, well, that guy's a superstar. He's proven he's big time attacking. He probably didn't score because he got fouled.
Well, yeah, like Jalen Brunson, it rims out on a layup or something. Often you'll see the late whistle because it's Brunson. He missed it. Probably got fouled.
He's put in his time. This guy's a great player. Let's give it to him. Draymond, it's like, well, this guy has berated me uncontrollably.
I'm fucking
for 10
terrified
years,
of this guy.
So I got to give him more time. But I know he's coming from a good place. It's unreal. And the other people like, is it Tatum? Did he clap once and he got a technical?
Yes,
something?
I mean Tatum's had a couple in Tatum, Jokic. I think Steph's had a couple insane techs. Maybe Giannis too. But Tatum, the clapping one, is crazy.
Duncan had the famous one back in the day, for laughing on the bench.
Shout out to Joey Crawford.
Yeah, is he dead? He's got to be dead.
He's
right?
got to be dead.
Is Joey Crawford dead?
I don't know.
Let me ask ChatGPT.
Hey, Microsoft Copilot AI, and they're like, Joey Crawford's right next to you in your house right now.
Then you double check, and he's been dead for a decade. No, he's alive. Okay, he's only 73.
Oh, he's still. We got to get him back in the black and white.
Let's get him in the Vatican. He could pull off Pope. No.
Oh, definitely.
His dad's name is Shag Crawford.
All right.
Whoa.
Wolves.
He looks kind of like
Whoa.
Mr. Incredible.
He just got a strong face.
That's good.
Okay, so actual game talk.
He was a baseball umpire.
I don't
it's in his
give
blood.
a fuck. I'm trying to talk about the game.
It's part of the game.
It's bigger than the game.
No, I was doing Joakim Noah, you know.
Oh, that's part of the game. Okay.
Yeah, we are. Yeah,
we
we are. We're talking Joey Crawford down.
Yeah, we're talking baseball and basketball. Yeah, so it was a boring game. It was a blowout. However,
Wait, which game? Are we still on Nuggets?
no, Warriors Wolves.
Oh, yeah.
Boring game. Anthony Edwards sprains his ankle. We should say that as well. So that's
Asterisk if the Warriors win.
No, I was just going to say that's context for why the Wolves offense looked so fucking bad for big stretches of this game. And the fact that the Warriors had no players and the Wolves defense is really good kind of just like kept the game from getting any closer. But like it is looking past Nuggets Thunder, if the Thunder miraculously pull it out, you know. The Thunder, I mean, this Wolves offense going against the Thunder could get so nasty, dude.
Yeah. Let's pray for that young man. Pray for that young man for all our sakes, for watchability. I'm starting to worry.
What about?
What if Jimmy doesn't have that gear? What if the highest gear has left him? Have we seen the highest gear yet?
He's only got one cheek right now is the problem.
Oh, it's because of the contusion?
Yep.
And there was, did you see that, like when he went to the huddle, and he's like, guys, I'm really tired right now. I can't even hear you.
I'm so tired I can't even hear you.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, so without Steph, this was a team that I don't know how they would score points. They said, Draymond said, Jimmy's carried teams before, he'll carry us. He only put up 17 on 13 shots. And yeah, they did get, like, they did have the good Kuminga game, and they got a good Trace Jackson Davis game. I don't know whether to trust Steve Kerr or not.
Whether to trust who?
Steve Kerr. Because Trace Jackson Davis got phased out of this lineup, like out of playing time halfway through the season. And I don't know if that was valid or not.
They're just getting nuked by the double big lineup in Houston, and Steve's like, "Fuck, wish we had a big man on the roster." Damn,
because he's a legit lob threat, and he's a decent passer. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if his size was giving them problems on defense, but I know for a fact Moses Moody deserved playing time for a while and wasn't getting it.
Yes.
And then he started getting it. Kuminga was getting it, was proved he was bad and stopped getting it. But I don't know if they're good enough to fully phase him out. And I mean, he had this big game. Who knows? Maybe this is just his Jalen Green game.
Yeah, I'm comfortable calling it a Jalen Green game. I don't know. With Kerr, I'm not really going to judge him for not being able to, like, Eric Spoelstra some shit. I just don't think that's, like, the strength of every coach is, like, what can you scrape out of the end of your bench or whatever, especially in this scenario where it's like, this is a bad team that was patchworked over by Steph Curry being an incredibly good 37-year-old, Draymond Green being really good on defense, and Jimmy Butler coming in and, like, changing the construction of the team with a third of the season left. It's not a good roster that you should be, like, competing with this. Like, this Wolves team is a great team, even with Anthony Edwards spraining his ankle. I really don't have that many expectations for the Warriors to, like, push them if Steph isn't playing. as far as like the Trace Jackson Davis thing specifically goes, I don't know. I don't have that much beef with it. I would assume that he was not that great in the run that he got in the regular season, and if you put him into like a competitive game instead of like, hey, we're down 20, give me what you can, maybe he produces differently.
Yeah. And
What the fuck do I know, though? I'm not coach. I don't know, man.
Kuminga, it's easy for me to be out on Kuminga. Because it's like, how could this possibly not work with Steph? If this can't work with Steph, this guy who's just like a very athletic driver, and that's kind of it, how could this not work with Steph? You're supposed to be getting open drives all game long. But we'll see how it looks next to Josh Giddey and Buzelis next year.
Hey, in transition, it'll look great.
In the MS-13 red, we're going to be big time. And also I saw some Bulls fans on the subreddit. They had some big trade ideas. What if we gave up our first round pick and some stuff for Claxton?
Ooh, okay.
That's just what we need. And also, how about an Ayo Dosunmu and Jabari Smith swap?
Could be cool. Who wins that? Ayo Dosunmu, Jabari Smith swap. Do the Bulls?
The Bulls win because Jabari Smith is young, big wing and defensive third.
Okay, but like,
and Dosunmu.
I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to the Reddit.
No, I think in reality, the Rockets would not give up Jabari Smith for Ayo Dosunmu.
I mean, I would not. Ayo Dosunmu coming to Denver changed my fucking life.
Well, yeah, Jabari Smith would change your life.
Shut up. I don't know. The other thing I thought about this game is the Lakers defense just that bad. That, like, it made this Wolves team be like, oh, whoa, this is crazy. And then you look at, I don't know, you get in front of, like, Draymond and some good defenders, and it's just like, it's a good team for sure, but I don't know. What's the ceiling here?
Well, what do you mean? Because they won by 20.
But the offense was very clunky. To me, they won by 20 primarily because of their defense.
Because the Warriors can't score.
Warriors, this is like not even a play-in team. But they also, I mean, I don't want to shit on them completely. It's not like their offense was desolate the whole game. It's just there are stretches where you're like, damn, this is not like a good offense. This is really clunky. Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle. This is like the worst version of what we've seen them be over the last like 3 months or so.
Well, Julius Randle popped off in this bad boy. 24-7-11 on 17 shots. And we told you guys before the series, this is a different beast.
Hey, playoff fries or Julius Randle, baby.
They don't got something for this guy.
Imagine Julius Randle walks down Jalen Williams in the Western Conference Finals. Just fucking out.
What if he breaks Chet?
The bruiser. Chet sidelined by 2 injuries against all-time great players. LeBron James in the summer runs, his rookie season, and Julius Randle in the Western Conference Finals.
Now that's epicness.
You know what I've been seeing a lot of is weird One Piece people propaganda posts. Like I just saw like a 10-picture slideshow about how Magellan's like top 5 in the verse. And he's like, give me more Yonkos to fight, please.
I've had that phase where I'm like, if you think about it, he's really strong. But people will tell you he's a glass cannon. Because the thing is, he's a paramecia. And so his defense is a problem.
But like, isn't he? I don't understand I figured that would be a special paramecia. It's like he's made out of the poison, the goop.
No, he just covers his body in it.
I would be so pissed if I got one like that. Like the Mr. Three's candle wax fruit should be the same way. He should be.
That's good. It's just underused.
Yeah, he's got no creativity. He should be made of wax, but he's not. He can only ooze the wax. I hate that. I would be upset if I got that.
And the thing is, Magellan has stomach issues.
Well, that's what this slideshow was saying. They nerfed him. Diarrhea Magellan is like, if you gave him a lactate or diaper Magellan, he's, running the universe. The pirate era is over.
I mean, he soloed the Blackbeard Pirates, the freaking plot armor.
He killed Luffy.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Shout out to Magellan, dude. Shout out to Wiper, too. I've been getting a lot of Wiper edits on my timeline.
Wait, who is Wiper again?
The guy in Skypiea. The sick ass, the dude who was he was going at you now.
Oh, wait, is it the Knight?
No, not the Knight. Like the Skypiean guy.
Is it Viper? Or how, isn't it?
I think it's Wiper. I swear it was Wiper. Let me Google this.
Well, they always have the W's and V's. Oh, this dude. Yeah.
He's goated.
He's got a bazooka.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have that much. Honestly, Wolves Warriors, it's a nasty series if Steph is hurt.
So how many games are going to be played? Let's see. It's 1-1 right now. Steph got hurt in which game? Tuesday?
Game 1. The report is that he will be reevaluated prior to game 5.
Oh, prior to game 5.
Yeah. So,
it's probably donezo, unless he could come back and
unless
do
you
a
get the
miracle.
Buddy Hield game.
Unless we're going to need a few Buddy Hield games, no? Yeah, this was already an uphill battle for the Warriors, even with Steph. But without Steph, I don't know what you do. Unless we're going to need God Mode Jimmy. That's really the only pathway here, I think. God
damn. All of the Cavs guys are questionable tonight. They have got to play.
Oh, I thought it was... Oh, no, it wasn't. Because earlier Brian Windhorst was like, all three of them are playing at practice. It's a good sign.
Well, they were at shoot-around.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, shit, dude. That's crazy. I know we already talked about that, but yeah. Fuck. Game 3 in Denver tonight. I'm nervous.
Is the altitude going to get to the Young Bucks?
I hope so. I hope they all get altitude. So I hope they all get dizzy.
Gui Santos got... Oh, yeah, Gui Santos and Kevin Knox got playing time.
I saw that. The Knox minutes is crazy.
When Gui Santos was out there, Nate Duncan tweeted out, I think he has the worst lateral quickness of any player that gets time.
He's got the best the motor, though. He makes big motor plays, and then he yells. Ah!
Yeah, God, this... I don't even know what you do with this Warriors team. I guess you just...
You retool. If you get... I don't know. For me, the path, it's easy. You can add good role players to this team. There are avenues to do that.
It's just harder to... It feels like it's harder to add scoring. It's easy. It feels easiest to just find, defense and, spot-up shooting on the periphery. But I don't know what do they need, a Mathurin? I don't know what they need.
I don't know. I feel like Jimmy and Steph should be enough offense for you. Good version of Jimmy Butler.
I would think so too, but even then, they're like, can they break 100? Did they break 100?
Yeah, that's fair. Oh man, I'm tired. I don't have any more thoughts on the Warriors or the Wolves. Quit asking.
Well, so predictions for tonight. Looking forward.
Nuggets take game 3.
Nuggets take game 3. Guaranteed.
Lock it in. 150-10.
Whoa,
yeah.
Okay.
We're talking an all-timer defensive performance response from the Nuggets.
Okay. Is there an illness discovered in the
Russell
Thunder?
Westbrook kills Chet Holmgren. 45 steals for Christian Brown. Have you ever seen that clip? It's one of my favorite clips of all time. I don't know what podcast it is, but he's giving a sports betting prop, and he's like, today only, PJ Tucker, 5 made threes, $1,000 makes you $1 million.
feel like I vaguely know what you're talking about.
Today only PJ Tucker 5 made threes. Today only DeAndre Jordan 30 points. $1,000 makes you $6 million.
Well, think about it. If the Nuggets have to keep up with the pace of the Thunder, that guy in transition, he gets
You know
up.
who's pissing me off? Jalen Williams with a Y. OKC fans talk like he does not deserve a spot in the league sometimes. Then he comes off the bench. He's like,
Yeah.
two threes right in your fucking mouth, pal. It's like, okay, thanks.
That's another guy like you do damage. I feel like on the Nuggets bench or the Warriors bench or the Bulls starting lineup.
The Bulls Bulls paying $50 million. I don't know.
Dude, imagine the Bulls next year. Jalen Williams at the 5, Kuminga at the 4, Buzelis at the 3, Kobe at the 2, Giddey at the 1.
Get the 1. 60 wins.
60?
It's funny to imagine the Bulls front office being like, "How much can we pay this guy? I want him to know we're serious." And they're like, "No, you can't max Jalen Williams. He hasn't won enough, like individual awards or whatever." And he's like, let's find a workaround. I'm trying to get this guy to at least 40 mil.
Let's give him some stock.
stock.
But Jerry, you didn't even give Michael or Scotty stock.
Let's give this guy ownership. Come on.
It's a different time. These kids need it. This Gen Z. They're all about stock. They're all socialist.
I want him to know we're serious. Jalen Williams and the socialist Chicago Bulls.
What a dream.
All right.
Well,
I mean,
MS-13 might be structured socialist. I don't know.
Well, they're structured Christianist, I thought.
Are they religious? I don't even know.
Well, they're in the freaking Vatican. You said it yourself.
But, I mean, they're not really religious. Like, evangelicals, you know?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not in charge of that kind of thing.
What are you in charge of?
Getting this edited and uploaded, mostly.
And
what?
Fortnite.
I'm not in charge of Fortnite.
Well, of your Fortnite.
Yes, I am. I haven't gotten a win in a long time. I've been playing sad Fortnite.
Oh, what is sad Fortnite?
Sad Fortnite, where the Nuggets just get fucking stomped, and I throw the game on, and then I get stomped in Fortnite.
Is your performance just worse after?
Well, it just definitely doesn't help. Where like I'll be playing absent-mindedly, and some 10-year-old will just fucking nuke me, and then I'll look over at this computer screen. And they'll be like, Chet Holmgren for his 30th point. And it's like, God damn it! It's a cycle.
Hey, it's 100 years ago, you would have been putting your fist to a woman's cheek. So, progress.
100 years ago, I would have been the biggest Babe Ruth fan alive.
Oh, he's white. Don't say that again.
He's white. He curls his hair. I've seen him.
He's one of us. Don't try and imply otherwise, okay? Because that would make me reevaluate how I think about things.
Okay. Shout out to Babe Ruth. Shout out to the Yankees in the 20s.
The Yankees.
Shout out to Shohei Ohtani. Shout out to Wiper from One Piece. Do you have any other dedications you'd like to give out?
Who's bigger in New York, Aaron Judge or Jalen Brunson?
Juan Soto.
Okay.
My timeline was calling Juan Soto autistic the other day.
I saw some joke. I think it's a Twitter baseball jokes, but I don't get it. They said he was they them. I don't know why.
Baseball Twitter. I mean, you think NBA Twitter's weird? Baseball. What do they got going on over there? It's just crazy.
Well, they're not even like, oh, who's gonna win this game? They're like, well, here's the stats. They win. This is we know baseball solved, so we know every game for the next 20 years.
We solved baseball. Why even play the games then, guys? Come on.
We I guess they're the original 3-point variants where everyone was mad about the 3 true outcomes. Like, just imagine, like, the home run is the most viable thing, and then everyone strikes out every pitch. It's like we don't deviate. We
don't
go for broke
deviate.
every hit.
we can't stray away from our method just because times have gotten tough. Clint
We
Eastwood
cannot
from
stray.
Anti-Moneyballs on MLB Twitter right now, telling anybody who posts a stat to shut the fuck up.
Nice. Is he alive?
Clint Eastwood?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cowboy.
What?
Yeah, he's down in New Mexico right now. And he's stopping outlaws from robbing trains and rustling cattle.
Do you think he's tan?
Yeah, his skin's like leather.
Nice.
Except, have you seen Gran Torino?
Yeah.
Crazy, didn't he write that movie?
Probably.
Crazy to write yourself into that part.
Well, no, he's a hero.
Yeah,
And
he's
racism,
heroic.
Racism's okay. It's good racism.
He's
because
heroically
he's-
racist, is what you're saying.
But
Put that guy in a Warriors game. Oh my God, I do not need to hear him talk about Draymond.
But we're all thinking those words, right? But he's just the only one brave enough to say them.
But like about what? Korean people specifically?
Yeah, well, just about everyone.
Or Vietnamese?
We all want to be like that, and we all want to be taking down gangsters. But he's the only one brave enough to live it out.
No, I don't want to be like that. I'll go on the record.
Okay, pansy.
If I could be like Mike.
Happy anniversary, Al Horford. It's saying on. Pardon the interruption. I don't know what the anniversary is though.
Anniversary of being born? Maybe it's his birthday?
They're showing highlights of him against the Bucks. Oh no, it's just highlights overall. I don't know what this is.
Okay. Do you want to call it?
Yeah.
David Robinson? David Robinson, are you there? Hello? Oh my God, here he is. David Robinson, take it away.
me.
Oh, basketball is an endurance sport.
Up tempo means I'm gonna run you into the ground.